B1 any C no ina no were rejected. Adentia, they have no probative value. In other words, no atentenhuo krampo no atentenhuo krampo no emuye du chain sa paper no and the court no the document was not admitted into evidence. That is why they were not arrested. Why? Because nipa no ono ankasa this document no ba krampo no ono no ni court dem hobi.
Akosua Serwah, High Court judge ni document bi to man ke bit me charging for criminal actor. It's in nema bi na esisi so yi e copy court home. Say nya me na fake na judge ni jitu man ka ma me no ke be charging for criminal act. You charging criminal act so she will be forced to appear in person. Be need the for 7 Ghana TV na hwempa social media bomodi na share mami. Share mami na ehia me pa subscribe to my channel as well. We share video you had to subscribe now they click this mami. Click this. So click this. Click this here. But your notification button but you make good use of it. So she have their platforms and so baby me will be. Ediam is why 7 Ghana TV, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X. 7 Ghana TV dina na bi. So me so am no more kase de bia me dina ba ko 7 hey forward. Me bonito inso na to ma whether na you kakra. Any court instance may copy Kumasi High Court verdict na by Mami Akosua Serwah say percent ka only declare no as the only surviving spouse of the late Dad Lumba. Unfortunately, she could not prove her case with a valid and a authentic and certified original marriage certificate from the German court. They all made us to believe so only Lumba while we were Germany. It is definitely so court say could prove it. Say when you assume your ordinance marriage certificate. And like I said the other time, if you're able to prove with the certificate, the judge will grill you and ask you for the responsibility. Did you play your role as a wife? And naturally, if you abandon your wife or your husband, whether ordinance or customary, for 5 years, all right, automatically go essay. Essay to me, they like Tim legal wives have had any saying certificate. No, I say, it's more cancer and say no more personal interest. And at time be no more time, I'm just what name on my dad or my dad and a question, you say, ma'am, you support you. Why na ni nua be ma jire jana to for 5-10 years obewu oba nda ba so obeye kuna omo be pene so na sanse me ye kinke timiliga wives for no ba o Germany in some order to jano o say judge no che say we take it time accord the ruling the verdict na ba you know Kumasi High Court judge e ba November last year concerning Akosua Serwah case no de ko o say debi my certificate no esenke for process we am fam o so aka bo say Seka judge ni ye French mpa na nyese bi a ehumo brobi na ode ye adwuma na nkalo ya kusi kwanko benya asem ai nko benya asem we ye fresh case fresh the breaking news aba ye ajagraja ne Mami Akosua Serwah de test ya na wo mo so de aba ya chi ho yi na insem na kinke de tudwa ne de bebre me so nya be na adaji na utie na ho de ekoso de bia me kan Lumba wo ye chiche se Lumba bra bo na course say steady ni wo chi kwa hampo no nsemsem ese wo ye obema asua bibi wo sans no ye oba so asua bibi wo ebeboa wo nyina ebeboa yi nyina going forward we know how to do our things and said be ya enkoba se me ne wo ho ana iba say ma ware wo uti bibi nso meti bibi 5, 10, 15 years ye nkasa ye nyehwe na efe wo oba na obewu ana me be ma na maba se bibeye kuna anaze fa se weja mo akwakofa be ma foforo na because me no ye ordinance nti even if that ordinance exists na me se be ma na ote wo nchen a wo to no se be ma na ntwe ne ho na me na oni me emu atete so many years na me meye kuna does it even make sense? It doesn't make sense. But team legal wise for no almost do na me see team legal wise 90% ni kun 90% of team legal wise members they are not married, they don't have husbands because ben maybe no better as asabic a name muyi actions ni the cause mudi obi atem na me you don't know team legal wives are na major because sabi I won't let you disrespect somebody on you ebusuni. Why do you disrespect Lumba insult to Bruni insult to Park nim no baby a ubeka ansem bi a fefie nya saton can be nejebi. Now, Tim Legal has to candidate. What they own him. nyabe na adagye na tie nsɛm a kinke kan no na timodobronifo no deɛ kyɛ sɛ nimdeɛ no yɛkura no kwa yɛnyɛ emotions ɛna yɛde kasa ɛyɛ fact. We always speak with facts and speak to facts. What I say na certificate no beba Mr. Document make one anya me konkron kai me say certificate wo anti me nko infika no fa nkoma lawyer. What kind of come here use word be mama fa munsi ana mo hwe video no ma so hwe video share my what share this video for me. Let's go this channel together. Tell a friend about 7 Ghana TV. Social media platforms in 7 Ghana TV, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X. Once again, I'm Hayford. Thanks for watching and subscribe. Bye bye.
B1 any C no nyina no wa reject it. Adentia they have no probative value. In other words, atentenhuo krampo no atentenhuo krampo no emu ye du chen sa paper no enti court no the document was not admitted into evidence. That is why they were not arrested. Why? Because nipa no ono ankasa this document no ba ekrampo no ono no ni court dem hobi. And secondly, why you can say on for document na emfa so no wa amfa so enti court no anje antum as evidence. Say ya anje antum as evidence dia enyina so be na court betima gina so e dia kwachi nipa no.
Now what about lawyer no? Lawyer na angasa no so no. E lawyer kusin say oye onimumra onimde no. Onim say certificate na ya papa no.
Enu ntina wantimi anya.
Am question no.
Enu ntina wantimi anya no. Enu ntina wantimi amfa ankofa the right procedure no so no. Wo share that etwitwa antro a akire wo san akotwere letter no krampo no wantimi am proceed to what? To the purposes of the letter. Wantimi anya because onim say embra no so oye sa de no nko ade a enka embra no be kekere one ne client ne nsa ama ya turn the case into a criminal case because say eba ne say that document na se court gitumu and akire omu ye nhwemu na omu say ade na ode be to court no eye fake they will file a criminal case against Akosua Serwah and she will have to appear in person. Nko untimi nkofa power of attorney. But what I say? That is the reason why Akosua Serwah yanche no.
Kike, but also what read your more friends grounds of appeal now. What read
yeah.
5 and 6 now. Say Ben Wakabit me come 5 and 6 no. They were talking about this evidence and say Adentina judge and a court who say any, but yet the court admitted because 5 and 6 in American was 5 and 6 in American was
catch your papa said me computer na me work me work room and enam say me nya sa information na kusi kan ye say we receive sa document on the 19th of kan na me Madika answer that I will answer it again. Ama what TFO nyina ate say sa asem na omo ka se judge no ajo ayantro no ma o ma kyerɛ nyina no nyom pɛ so mo kyerɛ nyina ne sɛ judge no aye trofo muntie ni o madika ka kyerɛ mo sɛ so wo kwa appeal we don't go for an appeal so wo court we na judgment ba we don't go for an appeal if you disagree with the judgment there be me nka sɛ me ne obapa akɔ court obapa di nkunim me madi for na me mpene so nti
because you my final judgment me nim appeal yetimi kokoye biomo nti me na me titre magen kakra so be titre kakra
so e appeal emra ne say you go for an appeal on only one single ground. Anything, and they say the judge, and I say the sitting judge, committed serious, unpardonable errors in law.
Yeah.
And it say I was all kind of judgment in a year. Now, what it to embra ho? I shall say, embra no saying, na judgment no so as saying. So when you compare the two and you see, say, the judge, committed a serious, unpardonable error. And yet, error in law, and no pet no bit me gina so me call appeal. Now, we share omo grounds how we dey court to court here. Maka say 20 grounds of appeal now. There is no single ground. Can we na say what the total judgment no ho a. Na say nyansa da utri mu a, wo beka say, and I say woni memra no a, and I say wasua ade a, wasua mra no a, wo beka say the judge committed a serious unpardonable errors in law. Who be sa? And it is asem na omo kan ye no. Me computer say me no kan ka make kan kire mo akọ judgment ni mo hu say ayentro na omo kan no. Na asem bia waka na omo grounds ni bia no has been answered in the judgment. Me kai all
But
meeting
answer na
of
mema Titania Abemono. Were they given the right of appeal? Because the minimum sometimes no say judgment bar. I'm not remember right of appeal. To me, Tijana Oba now me bye. Were they
Bibi
given
Kandia NK Akane just a sentence or
na
two.
make say nipa bebre was so ntino nka was say na be than man so training ntokwa but what must say nti sanka the obeya you know we na nka was wa be wada man so nki oni ya na wa ha okwakwa be san akotwe no nki number to Mr. Wo were they given right of appeal in the judgment na me
Obapa bisa question ni bi o saying.
were they given right of appeal also told me na so nya court case ni we ha but me ka say you have right to go appeal. I'm going to count as part of the judgment we know.
Yes, and
Were they
nti
given that kind
say
of
no a
right?
who say judgment no ba ye no. Muntie ni yo. Judgment no ba on the 28th of November 2025 no. Na kusi ne nsan kan judgment no po. Ana odi kan three grounds or the court the following Monday, which was on the 1st of what of December. And or the court and son and in judgment on the 3rd of December. And in second judgment ni wie a oken kan ye no. Ana ohun say sa 3 grounds no the court honom no. Emwa no and into onye amendment. Ana wo ye amendment. And even sa amendment na wo ye krampo no, it was after sa January na oka say afi na nsaka sa certified document on the 19th of January no. So it was in February and no year an amendment and also the court honom. So when sa can a document like this on the 19th nti ka won fan share grounds of appeal no mu anka wo de be shemu. And so one timi amoso say ne nsa timi aka any certified document from Germany. But you mutie ni yo and nti na make catch them say these people that we are dealing with no they are criminals. Including one in lawyer now because me so be samia why criminal act amamehu mehu no hefa me kan judgment na mehu say why criminal act wom ama judge abono koko nti me wudi me ko gina court I can prove it that this is the difference between yen wo omo betwa ntro a omo ni evidence bia o enu nti na omo de omo court a na ya che omo a na omo ani abre na ade nti na odobroni fo no de mo nchiche omo na yenkwa na ye cheche because omo ni munyansa because omo to omo platform so and some omo kan nyina no they don't have evidence when ema ya ye de ko gina court no when timi anya evidence ba kokora o enso so onya akwan tete ne ho a ogoduru back to Germany no afi something nsema woka mo hu say afi de wo se onko Ghana biem ade nti na onko Ghana ono ankasa nim se ni case no yentwa mu eno nti na wo se onko Ghana biem enso oka we no ne nkrofo no tibo nkosofo no o ma gina di they think say ade na okoye wo Ghana ho no o mo friend say oye hero o ma dwen no enye deep because so can asema you have to get evidence me ame wo yi maka me say maame no ni certificate crown no eye fake wo bisa me me your evidence to prove it na wo so asema waka no ye bisa wo evidence wo hefa you don't have anything. This is the difference between yen wo so wo court you have to be able to get evidence. What court so wo nko na wo ye yere wo nko na wo ye the only surviving spouse you have to prove that So one to me improve na say judgment ba na it is not in your favor. Na say wo person wo call appeal dia. E wo so wo hwem na wo hu say the judgment na ba ye no. There are clauses in it and I say paragraphs in it are estate here actually say the judge committed what serious unpardonable errors in law. So one to me dia na say wo chekere no ma bia keke de court dem o na judge no krampo no na ina certificate na me de ba no na ni kwan say ordinary hwe na ordinary hwe ye ene ntino ogi tumu na akire o san bese na adwen a enye no kre na o say odobroni nso so yere na ne yere na oso odobroni ye no odobroni ntimi improve na ware odobroni ntimi amfa marriage certificate bia anko ntino eno ntina wo ko appeal so wo twere sa de na so wo ye lawyer wa adwen e wo fam. You don't know the law. Unsua de adentia. So what sua de a na se unimra. Ubehu se customary marriage no. We don't have any marriage certificate to prove. Eye one kasa wish. When you wish, you can go and register. Nipa no one register oni marriage certificate a untimi nya ne hwe adentia emra ne se customary marriage no enye by force. Secondly, so be a customary marriage. And I say na warrior no. Or say a customary marriage. We look at what we call conduct. Conduct of what? Of the marriage. Conduct na need ya and yeah, mobeye, me ni oba pa na warrior, me say oba pa mere. Who can oppose that? Nobody. Community na ye team no. They see as me ni oba pa nenam. Me ko to nwuma oba pa ekura minsuo. Me sha tareba, me ni oba pa ye sha tareba ko ye shempabo ba ko. We move together, ye kwa year, we go together. And tell me what for now, what to honor, or who said me no oba pan and nam. Obia nim some yearing oba pa. Who wouldn't why so Becca say, young wareno. And brother say, the conduct of the two people no should be enough to say, this person is my wife. Yeah. And it is a what kind judgment now. We need me phone, me computer no, but on paragraph 123, paragraph 123, nature will say,
anything in a good to him, which you need a good to him. Where dear?
Okay, paragraph na ekire say so odobroni numpo judge na kan yo so odobroni numpo no say yan ware numpo a so won te brofo say dem me twa ha menti ase o say even if the defendant no was not married in 2010 even if no menti ase me twa ha menti ase say yan ware numpo a enam say dead lumba no one no ne tenaye ekopum se odi wuye for so many years no odobroni no has become a wife even
automatic
automatically no wa be yere se yan ware no mpo a anu nti sa wo ti wo ba bi na se wo jai wukunu hodom so person wo ye experimenter na se wo say ma me na bre anu nti na wo support na se wo ti Germany ja wukunu ho opa wo so ja wukunu no ho na wukunu no so onko tena Ghana anase onko tena Afghanistan anase onko tena Kuwait for 5 years 10 years 12 years 17 years 19 years okay na owuwi a ko na kakasa wo yere se court bi wo wiase be kasa wo yere a these people they don't read emra no krampo kire se minuamo muntie ni yo se wo ware civil marriage Ghana mra na meka no se wo ware civil marriage ubetimi akoware foforo emra bia nchekere obia ntimi nya wo hwe eden there are processes say wo ne wo partner no montama tete continuously for 7 years ube pa wit masan kokoi another civil marriage because wo yesa emra etia no eye criminal act no ene de wo hen ye friend bigamy ni say what worry under the civil marriage no what san kwa worry foforo ene e was say other partner no a report to what to court e do ko gina court na say e bowo a court no bitim di watum 5 years.
Hey.
Yes, this is what the law governing what the civil marriage but emrano say who kind the same emrano in this case who kind the criminal act na the criminal code na and I'll give you the right quotation who kind a say if so no partner no mama ware under the civil marriage no montama tete continuously for 7 good years sa emrana your friend bigamy no enchewo. What does it mean? It means say wako ware from poor. Wako ye another civil marriage in poor. Na wo ne ba kono kra munye nkotwetwa mu e wo court a tembia nsema ya wo kan say ade na sa wo mpa na ade na wo nkotwam ade na wo nkogya no ade na wo court. So continue, the word is continuously for 7 good years. Akosua Serwah needed the lumba for 19 good years. So what is the marriage? So even if so only Akosua Serwah po a year civil marriage in poor, that the lumba has all the legal power, legal authority to organize even another civil marriage in Ghana. Now what we tell you na say waware customary marriage a to forward and odi amamono.
Okay, Tantania, unmute yourself. No fighting, no insult, respect.
Kinke, where the ananka me bebo abasupa about.
That's why you prove customary marriage, Or say the customary marriage, you can prove it by the conduct of what? Of the marriage. Conduct. You can only prove it by conduct. But what I say? Conduct in a chair saying, this is what it means in tree. Say, customary marriage, and I say, ya warrior na, ya mamre a warrior, no. You can only prove it by conduct. Muni ye. Mami no be to be me do ba pa kra ye example say me ne oba pa ene nam ye tefie ba kon ye kwa yie bom ye koto me ko boshu a odimachi okura minsuo ye kwa afuom together mu be hu ye na ye te ka mu together. This is conduct and once na make you. This is the conduct of what of the marriage. And until mo ne ye ya mo be ye na mom se wo so waware customary marriage na se wo te Afghanistan na obapa so te Kuwait na obapa emfre me so me mfre no me kwa yi a me nko na me ko ma afuom me nko na me ko bubu mija me nko na me bem no ma aduane di me nko na me da conduct no e wo hefa me pa to what I say. So the court says under the civil law no in Ghana we have what we call the civil law and then we have the customary law. The customary law no and efa hinsem ni awaresem ni all of those things no. And in the customary law no you can prove what your customary marriage by conduct. Mo ne ya mo beye. So ne ye no enu bi na ma kire wo no. So wutimi court na ko prove sa ne ye we nyina court beji watu.
Me pacho enti me bisa question back for no na ya moving on. Pacho conduct ne pe ana there are other things that are added to it.
So can there
be documentary evidence? Can there be maybe witness? Testament?
Yes,
can there be evidence of customary rights performed and everything? Because wama yati asese a conduct pe intime bisa.
A conduct pe
before her a chair na.
Yes, before her and I make her twice no. Before I wo nyina ne say. And now say a customary marriage no. Emra no san make opportunity or a chance to be registered. That customary marriage to be registered. Ghana no, ya warrior me nsani nyina no. Eya metiti say team legal for no friend say na me legal wa legal. Omuni mu say civil marriage no kwa na the legal marriage da bi. Customary marriage no so legal marriage. Nkramofo no eno so ye legal marriage. And a civil one and also legal marriage. Ntina me ansa ni nyina no Ghana ye mra no agitum. And nti the second year wait my year approve ne say o customary marriage na wa ye no wo betimi akọ register. So you can register and then what possess a document. And nti o de ka o conduct no ho a ni nyina aye accepted, but emra no say wo need sa registered marriage certificate no so a nothing ceases you to become what a couple.
Okay, and to me, but the tougher no, and no chair say, conduct no, here, but ubet me their court crata so a document here.
Ubet me so their court crata.
I was say, microphone so a omuwa aware see customary writing so was say mu performing, but you're sending in a kawana say a condition. Okay, me that's why. Me pacho intimate so no before I will make you very fair submission no. Yeti asese that the lumba ne mani nyina no e wo German birth certificate mbacho ye no kana.
Yes, no,
Okay.
and
Mpacho, Osanso.
I can say that on
Oh,
authority.
no, I wouldn't disagree with you on facts that you are privy to. I'm just asking question for the rest of us to also like just take a clue from it. And disprove anything that you firmly have authority over because evidence I want me nibi. Why? I'll just want you to clarify that you said that. Mpacho, Okansa no, Osanso eka ama yeti asese nkola no ebi a yebewu no bia no omukọ German is it a consulate or German ban
Yeah, the
ho
German embassy in Accra. Yeah.
Emma omukọ sign ma bebi a
Yes.
eyere sign ewo ho bebi a okono sign ewo ho mpacho no
Yes.
so ye no kra na
No crepa.
mpacho na che say all this evidence no na ewo ho before even the court case Akosua Serwah ebe mu a omode court no apin me pacho
Exactly.
me madwen kitwe mu no na me pese me bisa ne se adentina ana ebi ko na menim me pacho document we nyana no ebi esofesi wo court na ama omode kan asem se o munhwe oba na mo se yen ware na o se wo pe na ya ware wo no hwe onu krampo German consulate ho sign wa sign ni HS onu ni nipa kro no dade lumba omo aware onu ni signature ni asoware ni German consulate no ama ne krata HS omo de ho adanse se wa be sign oni dade lumba be sign so ya aware ni mpacho evidence we ebia ebe mu court na.
Very good. This question I will be sano.
Tata, yeah.
Muntie ni he eya tembia no eya nanka me pese sa team legal wife we omo bebisa questions like this. Na ya ma omo answers.
Enti me prove
Yes.
wrong say
Yes,
any na ebisa stupid questions ye mu binu mu ye nima ebisa
Yes, sorry,
but would meka
Mumu binumu yemu nyina.
meka mana ya woya because
Oh, the bank amunyina kinke amumu bi.
okay.
And then we pay warm.
Mame fa
we came in love.
mame fa
no
no
come about bubu me say hey
We came in love.
mame fa no twen. Look at this. The question is when the court say odo broni ne say odo broni ne say odo broni ne every reasonable doubt and until a hono na was say oko bring it and I say oko pull all of every single document available adentia ne partner no wawu the other partner no wawu. You see the reason why you sign signature ba kon say sign nipa na was sign the signature no say oni ho no mo a why incapacitated what tori mum ne inside stroke ache no wontimi nante and I say or ye immobile or ye incapacitated ne signature no and I say ade na was sign no eno no ebe represent no in this case dead lumba no wawu. So who Akosua Serwah na wako court say who na we the only surviving spouse no. The question you have to be able to prove beyond every reasonable doubt. Bisa who say Akosua Serwah to me pulu in court even one signature of the lumba na want to me. Let me go back to your question. Say odobroni in the court say oko prove say or non na we the only surviving spouse she will have to go beyond even the conduct na me kan ho asem no. She'll have to. Adentia, was said there are other things that also provided to be able to kick out the other woman or no nabase or no nayero. You have to do that. And no cranko dan channel. So who bisa documenta or be bia working kind judgment no. I just want one can kind na me nimpefe say certain legal for he me you omu nyina si hono ma o mu ko kra o ma me no ma hia our platforms ko kra ni hono mu a me no I interact here and I say you go into banter every year actually no odobroni oni dead lumba omuba na odi kan no the first born no ne passport the passport copy of that child was in court. The choir then or court. We use that one to prove Emra Dead Lumba or ne Odobroni Omushiaye. Any Emra Omode Eware, any Emra Omode Wo Omuba Edikan. So if the passport copy of this child was in court, is this not one of the documents I can have? And that passport
your information is Odobroni nso counterclaim or also or semi to suggest obo ni counterclaims training in atofa or also say as of the time that the lumba wu ye no maybe sano
yes, we are right. But one thing that you also don't know is there is difference between a counterclaim and then a countersuit. Say Odobroni a countersuiter, then I was saying go beyond every reasonable doubt. Now can also bring any other document in addition to conduct. But in this case, it was what a counterclaim. So that's the difference.
So because sorry, you better to say because the onus is not on her to go the extra mile or all length she can go to prove say ono penon so na ya ware no ntia na ebia she didn't do that much and
exactly because it was not necessary.
Okay. Okay, metiase mpacho enti moving on me pacho ojitumu say Akosua Serwah ewo aware with that lumba ewo Germany ana
My Canada, me started here crampo no. Me ba oba pa hoye, me started say me make submission me kan. And me di kan first. Say upon the investigation Akosua Serwah does not have any civil marriage with that Lumba in Germany. I'm repeating, there is no civil marriage between Akosua Serwah and Dead Lumba in Germany.
Enti me pacho say sa same Akosua Serwah ejina court fight prove say our marriage war Germany momo can from mo investigation no more facts na say oni aware bia wo ho na me pacho are we to expect any maybe legal suit from you or maybe the evidence put out for us to also appreciate and because
we aren't ready yet.
Dog, please, I beg you. In Komoi, Akoso ebe nyina no, ni nyina ejina evidence so, ni nyina endam like nia nkrofo betumi aka ejina so wo so a obia betumi ate ase. Enti ana mebisa no me pacho evidence amako gada nyina edimu pim say oni aware bia oni Daddy Lumba ni aware bia o Germany no me pacho mo be putting it forward and adabe na expected that
Now, Minia, ubisa question we there. Akwa say, what my misika say, menko ye research bi na membe putting out for the public to know. So this year, me catch you say,
contribute you, Mpacho, I contribute you.
Okay, the cost that I have incurred is what is $5 billion. $5 billion. Ubet me to me.
Oh, yeah, contribute to say,
Thank you.
And this I would the $5 billion, mammy. I'll bring it out.
Ga wife for na mo contribute ma wana.
Oh, okay. Enti me pacho kinke me asem we me bisa because one say ekun we Akosua achepa eko inim ye mu binum ebia pese ye de
o legal paper ni prove ni legal paper kona o kana ni enso ye de
That's be say onya abre any adaje de hwe be video ma me patche so wahwe wi a subscribe mami on all YouTube on all social media platforms especially YouTube ya we hwe subscribe mami who subscribing so a press notification button so the be the next video na beba na wo benye bi ene wahwe 7 Ghana TV no krenkwa me amede nkomo edi brewe bedin e de Hayford 7 Ghana TV be that's be bre say wo hwe Bye bye.